What's up, the boxing world? This is Derek Poppy Rolon at Strictly Boxing. All right, fellas, I want to thank y'all for coming on to the show, man. If you like the show, man, hit the button, man. Hit that thumbs up button for me, man. Let me know you like the show. I'm trying to get some likes up, man. And if you haven't subscribed already, man, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the button, man. We got some good shows coming on, a lot of good content, and we trying to keep everybody updated and different views of what the boxing world is about. All right. Okay, listen, man. My topic today, man, is going to be about the big March 30th card, man. It's a good card. It's going to be a good headliner, a good co-feature, and the undercard is going to be some very good fights. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you a couple of predictions of what I think about the two main fights. And then I would love and appreciate your if you could give me your comments, man. Give me some comments and some feedback. What do you think about what we're talking about? And what do you think about the show? All right, man. Derek Pop roll on that Strictly Boxing talking about the main event on March 30th, 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. You got Tszyu. Tszyu, the WBO junior middleweight champion. Some people call it the light middleweight champion, but 154 pound weight class. Tszyu is 29 years old. He's 24-0 with 17 knockouts. He's fighting against Keith, one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman, man, we know him from the past, man. He's given us some good fights to look forward to. He's not a bad fighter. He's 35 years old. He's 30-1 with 22 KOs, and his only loss is to Manny Pacquiao, and which would have been, which was a very close fight, and the fight could have went either way had Manny Pacquiao got a knockdown, I think in the last round or 10th round or something, late rounds. Manny Pacquiao dropped him, and that's what really gave him the fight. All right, so when we think about that fight, man, Tszyu, he's the WBO champ. Now, here's a funny thing I've just learned about this fight, They're fighting at a catch weight, so it's not going to be at 154. So if Keith Thurman wins, he doesn't get the title. However, if Tszyu loses, he loses his title. The title becomes vacant. That's what I think the WBO said. I know that's some weird information, but that's what I heard, man. I mean, you can check into it, see if what I'm saying is true. But what I was told was that if Tszyu loses, he's going to lose the title. And even if Keith Thurman wins, he doesn't become the WBO champion. The title becomes vacant. So I don't know how they did that, but they're the sanctioning bodies. They do what they want to do. What do I think that Tszyu has to do, man? He's a power puncher, man, from Australia, man. He's not a real swift guy that likes to move around. He's very basic, but he keeps his hands up. He got a good jab, and he got a lot of power. He got a lot of power in both hands. And what I like about him is he doesn't waste many punches. He doesn't waste many punches. His punch input is low. However, his punch output is low. However, his rate of connections is high. So, he's very conservative with his punches. But when he punch, he punch. He's fast hands and he hits hard. It's not going to be an easy fight for Keith Thurman. I watched a couple of fights with Tszyu. I watched him with Brian Mendoza. He won a unanimous decision with Brian Mendoza. He was too strong for him, man. He hit hard. And I watched him with Tony Harrison. And Tony Harrison was the mandatory. I'm sorry, not the mandatory. Let me make that right. Tony Harrison and Tszyu fought for the winner to fight for the title against Jamal Charlo. But Charlo, the WBO took the belt from him because Charlo fought Canelo. So that made Tszyu the champion. That's probably why Going to take the title from him if he doesn't fight if he loses from fighting outside of that. So, Tony Harrison, he got stopped, man. He got stopped. Tim Tszyu stopped him, and Tony Harrison was a good fighter, man. We know Tony Harrison, he had some good fights, man. I think he's a former champion also. But Tim Tszyu stopped him, and then he became and then they gave him the title because he was the number one. Like, they gave him the mandatory. Now, Keith, one time I said, only lost to Pacquiao. He's a strong fighter. He got a good left hook. He got some power. He's a little shorter than Tim Tszyu, so I think his fight is probably on the inside, and that's why I think that Tim Tszyu has a little advantage because he got a good uppercut. He got a good uppercut with both hands. His left hand and his right hand is uppercuts. So I think Keith Thurman is going to have to box him, move around, keep him moving, because the stiff guy doesn't move his legs that much. I think Keith Thurman's way of winning the fight is to move around, use the ring, box, jab, get on the inside, get out, but keep him moving. The only bad thing about that, everybody tell me that the older you get, the less legs you have. So I don't know how long he can move with that right there. I didn't want to get my prediction on the fight, man, when I've been asking a lot of people about the fight. But I think that Tim Tszyu stops Keith Thurman. I think he'll knock Keith Thurman out. That's my opinion. I talked to a friend of mine, man. He's a basketball player. He's a member of the Harlem Globetrotters, man. His name is Latif Rivers, but he's a big boxing fan, man. And I like getting his input because he's a young guy and he's excited about the sport of boxing, and I like getting his input because, he seemed very knowledgeable about the game of boxing. He agrees with me, though. He thinks that Tim Tszyu is going to stop Keith Thurman. So, all right, listen. I said it was an outstanding card, and it was going to be a wonderful card, and I think it's going to be the best card we've seen in a while, because the co-main event could have been a main event fight on its own, and we're talking about Isaac Pitbull, you can say Isaac or Isaac, however you want to do it. Isaac Pitbull Cruz is going to be going for the title against Rolly Romero. Now, Rolly Romero, he's 15-1 with 13 KOs. Okay. Isaac Pitbull Cruz is 25-2 and one draw, and he got 17 KOs. So that's a close fight right there. These two fighters does have one thing in common. They both lost to Tank Davis. All right? The thing is, Pitbull Cruz, he lost a decision to Tank. Not many people go the distance with Tank, but Isaac Pitbull Cruz lost a decision to Tank, one of the few people to go the distance. Rolly Romero was stopped by Tank. So that might have to see what's going on. That might be, Now, the thing about Rolly, remember the fight? Rolly came back after after he lost to Tank. He came back, and my man, the referee, my man, what's his name? My man Tony Weeks. That's my man. I like him, man. But the fight against Barossa was doing well, man. I can understand how Tony Weeks stopped that fight, man. But he stopped the fight, and Barossa was doing all right. So Rolly came back, and Rolly is the champion. So Rolly's going to be going up against Isaac Cruz. Now, I talked to my man Latif again. My man Latif told me on this one, I didn't really agree with him in the beginning, but he broke it down to me, and I kind of think he make a lot of sense. And Rolly Romero is a much bigger fighter. And Pitbull is, he looks small. So we're gonna see. And so that's what we're doing with that. Um, One thing that we did agree upon again is that Rolly gets tired though. Like if Pitbull takes him to the if Pitbull takes him to the past that sixth round, I think with Rolly Romero's history, he gets tired, man. He falls off after the middle round. So what I think will happen is if we go past the fifth or sixth round, Eastside Cruz probably gets the win. So or probably stops Rolly. But I think earlier, Rolly's a much bigger fighter. He looked a lot bigger than Tank. He just got caught. And he might be a little too big for Cruz in terms of his power and his strength. So that's what we're going to do about that. But I did tell you that it was a really good card, man. And those are the two main events on the card. But there's some other fights on this card, March 30th, man. It's going to be something to look forward to. I haven't seen a card this exciting in a long time. We got Iris Landy, Lara. Now, that's my son. My son loved that. He's a Cuban guy from Cuba. He's a WBA middleweight world champion. And he's fighting against Michael Zarafa. Michael Zarafa, he's rated number 1. Now here you go, Iris Landy. We always talk about these fighters not fighting the number 1 contender. But here it is right here. WBA middleweight world champion. He's 40 years old. He's 29, 3-3. He's fighting the number 1 ranked, number 1 rated fighter, the mandatory, 31-4, I done got the knockout. I forgot how many knockouts he have. It skips my mind right now. But he's 31-4, and they both experienced some losses and came back. So Iris Landy Lara going against number 1 ranked fighter that's 31-4. So it's 29-3 versus 31-4. No, that's good. Iris Landy is a powerful southpaw, though, man. He's a powerful southpaw and real swiftly. So that right there is something we got to look forward to. I think that's going to be a really good fight. So that's both. That could have been a top fight also. And then another fight that's on the card is the super welterweight. They call him the super welterweight sensation. Sebastian Fundora. Fundora is 26 years old. He's 20-1 with 13 knockouts. He going up against Serhil Bohacek. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. Bohacek. That's what it is. He's 28 years old. He's 23-1 with 23 knockouts. Now all of his wins has been knockouts. So that right there means he's a hard puncher. Most likely that's what that means. He's 6 feet. He's an orthodox. Now here's what gives Fundora the advantage on mostly all his fights, man. He's like I said, he's a super welterweight, but he's 6'5". So he's always a difficult fight, man. You got to look around. And he's a southpaw, 6'5" southpaw. That's on the card. So we got a really good card for the March 30th, man. Everybody, looking forward to it, and it doesn't seem like any fight is going to be a bum fight. Another undercard up-and-coming guy, Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia, he's 20 years old. He's 16-0 with 13 knockouts. He's fighting a young guy, up-and-coming guy, Kieran Davis. He's 29 years old, 18-3. We got 6 knockouts. Elijah Garcia is a southpaw, and he's going up on Kieran Davis. He's an orthodox fighter. That's another good card on the card. So we got that to look forward to. Now the first fight for the TV is a guy that's training out of our gym in Elizabeth, out of Elizabeth Rec. He's a member of Elizabeth Rec. His name is Angelo Cordova. Angelo Cordova is the WBO, I believe it's a WBO world champion, flyweight world champion. He's 18-0 with one. 18-0 with one draw, and he has 12 knockouts. Okay, he's 28 years old, and he's going up against Julio Cesar Martinez, who is 29 years old. He's 20-2 with 15 knockouts. Both fighters are orthodox fighters. Angelo Cardona working in the gym with him, man. I see his commitment. I see him getting stronger every day. He's bringing in more different sparring partners. We're working with younger and more faster fighters. So just keep him sharp and keep him speed. He looks really good. That's gonna be another fight on the card, and that's fun. That's the one right here. Trains in Elizabeth Recreation over at Slavin Center in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and he'll be fighting on the undercard of Tszyu and Keith Thurman in Las Vegas on March 30th. So, all right, man. So listen, man. Y'all do me a favor, man. If you like the video, I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. Give me a comment. I really like to see what you think about what we're talking about. Who you think gonna win? You tell me why. If you don't like what I'm talking about, I will need to get your input, man. Give me your input on what we're talking about. If you haven't subscribed, man, I need my subscribers to get up, man. Come on, I need you to. If you like the video, I appreciate it, man. If you hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube page, I appreciate it. This is Derek Poppy. Roll on at Strictly Boxing. Again, like the video, share the video, and I appreciate your comments. Peace.